Hey there everyone, it's Amelia from Sleepopolis, and today I'm going to be comparing 3 mattresses from Puffy. The Puffy Cloud, the Puffy Lux, and the Puffy Royal. In this video, I'll go over our results from testing these beds here in our studio, as well as making some recommendations for who might like each of these beds. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that mattress brands, including Puffy, send us beds for free to review and to tell you about. And if you buy one of these beds using our links in the description, we may earn a commission at no additional cost to you. That helps us to fund our testing and bring you these reviews for free. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's go over what makes these beds similar. First, these beds all come from the same company, Puffy. So they all have the same 101 night trial, lifetime warranty, and free shipping. Next, all 3 beds offer a softer than average feel. And finally, all 3 beds are good options for back and side sleepers. Now let's talk about what makes them different. First up, these beds differ in construction. The Puffy Cloud is all foam, while the Lux and Royal are hybrids. The Royal also has one more layer than the Lux does, even though they are both hybrids. Next, these beds do differ in price. The Puffy Cloud is the least expensive, while the Royal is the most expensive. However, you can save on all these beds by clicking the link in the description of this video. Finally, while all these beds include some cooling materials, the 2 hybrid beds are better cooling options than the all-foam Puffy Cloud, as the coils allow for more airflow in the bed. Okay, now that we've covered some high-level similarities and differences, let's take a look at the constructions of these beds. First up are the covers. All 3 Puffy mattresses have a hypoallergenic and stain-resistant cover made from a polyester blend. These covers can be removed and washed. Next comes the first foam layers. The Puffy Lux's first foam layer is 1.5 inches of gel-infused foam, as is the Puffy Royal's. The Puffy Cloud has a 2-inch layer of gel-infused foam as its first layer. Next in the Puffy Lux is a 1.5-inch layer of foam that Puffy says is meant to be more pressure relieving. The Puffy Royal has a layer of 1.5 inches of foam too, however Puffy says this foam is meant to be more responsive. The Puffy Cloud has a 2-inch layer of foam, which Puffy says is designed to promote more airflow. The Puffy Lux then has a 2-inch layer of foam, which is the same cooling foam used in the previous layer of the Puffy Cloud. The Puffy Royal has the same 2-inch foam layer. The Puffy Royal has one additional foam layer, a 2-inch layer of foam segmented into 5 different support zones, which is meant to cushion the head, neck, shoulders, back, and legs. Finally, for all 3 beds are the support layers. Both of the hybrid mattresses have a 7-inch layer of individually pocketed coils with a foam encasement around the edge for better edge support and stability. The Puffy Cloud, on the other hand, has a 6-inch section of high-density support foam. Now let's talk about the firmness and feel of these mattresses. Here at Sleepopolis, we rate firmness on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is the softest and 10 is the firmest. And we use 6.5 as the standard for medium firm. So we rated the Puffy Lux as a 5.5 out of 10, meaning it is a pretty decidedly soft mattress. It offers a very plush feel and a lot of contouring, and you really sink into the foams. Now, the Puffy Royal is slightly firmer than the Puffy Lux, so ultimately we rated that as a 6 out of 10, meaning it's still softer than average, but a little bit firmer than the Puffy Lux. You still get some of that contouring, but you have a little bit more of an on top of the bed feel with that one. And we also rated the Puffy Cloud as a 6 out of 10, meaning it's also a little bit softer than average, but firmer than the Puffy Lux. So that one also offers some nice pressure relief and contouring, but the lower foam layers offer some support. Now that we've covered construction and firmness, let's talk about how different sleeping positions will feel on these mattresses. Your primary sleeping position is an important consideration when shopping for a mattress, as each position has different needs for pressure relief and support. Now, for back sleepers, most mattresses will work as long as they are both comfortable and supportive. For side sleepers, we tend to recommend something a bit softer or more contouring so that you make sure you get that pressure relief on the shoulder and hip. And for stomach sleepers, we tend to recommend something a little bit firmer, as stomach sleepers really need to keep their hips propped up and in line to maintain spinal alignment. First, let's talk about back sleepers. I think all 3 of these beds are solid options for back sleepers. All of them offer a nice mix of support and comfort that should help maintain spinal alignment. If you want even more support, I would go for the Royal, and if you want more cushioning, I would go for the Lux. Next, let's talk about side sleepers. Again, I think all 3 beds are good options for side sleepers. They all offer contouring and pressure relief that you want for side sleeping. Finally, stomach sleepers. Unfortunately, none of these beds are great options for stomach sleepers as they're just too soft. Some lightweight stomach sleepers under 130 pounds may do okay, but overall, these beds just aren't the best for stomach sleeping. Let's take a look now at the results from one of our tests, the pressure mount. We use a heat mapping pressure map to show where pressure is building along the body while lying on a mattress. Blues and greens indicate low pressure, while reds and oranges indicate higher pressure. And for this video, we're specifically going to focus on side sleeping, as that's one of the positions where pressure relief is the most important. So looking at the Puffy Cloud, we do see some pressure buildup in both the shoulder and hip for side sleeping, so this may not be the best pick for those with sensitive joints. Looking at the Puffy Lux on the side, there is some light pressure forming, but nothing too concerning. And for the Puffy Royal, there is a small bit of red forming around the hip, so again, this may not be the best option for folks with more sensitive hips looking to sleep on their side. Two other tests we use to assess a bed are motion isolation and edge support, and both these tests are particularly important for couples looking to share a bed together. Now, motion isolation refers to a bed's ability to isolate motion at the source and prevent it from transferring across the bed. So if your partner is tossing and turning over there, how much you're going to feel it over here. Now, edge support refers to the perimeter of a bed's ability to bear weight. So if you sit or lie along the edge, how much is going to sag or dip down. The Puffy Cloud had excellent motion isolation results. We saw very little motion transfer, so you shouldn't feel disturbed by a partner or pet. Foam is very good at isolating motion, so this makes sense. When we tested the Puffy Lux for motion isolation, we saw very little motion transfer across the bed. These are also really excellent results where you probably won't feel much movement at all. The Puffy Royal also performed quite well, but we saw slightly more motion than on the Puffy Lux and the Puffy Cloud. The Puffy Cloud has very average edge support. We definitely saw some sinkage while sitting and lying on this bed, so it wasn't the most impressive. And we definitely saw some sinkage on the Puffy Lux, a small amount while lying and a fairly significant amount while sitting on the edge. For the Puffy Royal, we saw a little less sinkage for both sitting and lying down, so this bed tested a little better. Okay, with all of that in mind, who should get the Puffy Cloud? First up, back sleepers should really like the Puffy Cloud. It offers a soft feel and shows great pressure relief for this position, while still being supportive enough for most of these folks. Next, budget shoppers should definitely consider the Puffy Cloud over the other two, as it is the least expensive. And the Puffy Cloud could also be a good option for kids, as it is an all-foam bed and it does have a stain-resistant cover. Next, who should get the Puffy Lux? First, those looking for the softest, plushest feel should definitely consider the Puffy Lux, as it is the softest and most contouring of these beds. Next, the Puffy Lux is the best choice for side sleepers, as it has the most contouring and tested the best for pressure relief. Finally, couples should appreciate how the Puffy Lux isolates motion. And who should get the Puffy Royal? First, folks looking for a softer bed with good support should consider the Puffy Royal. It has the softer than average feel of the Puffy Cloud, but with the added support of coils. Next, back sleepers should also consider the Puffy Royal, as it tested well for pressure relief in this position and offers a nice mix of comfort and support. Finally, the Puffy Royal tested the best for edge support, so this bed may work nicely for couples looking to spread out to the edges of the bed, or for seniors and folks with mobility issues who need to use the support of the edge to get in and out of bed. Well folks, that is it for this Puffy mattress comparison. I hope you found this video helpful and that one of these mattresses might be a good option for you. If you want to learn more about any of the beds we covered in this video or see some more great options, just click the link in the description or head over to sleepopolis.com. We have a ton more mattress reviews, sleep product reviews, sleep health information, and exclusive coupons you might want to check out. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you next time. Bye!